Giant alien found in China? Let's get it. Shalom, everybody. Here we are again. Welcome to Visual Disturbance Channel. I'm your host, Brian Reese. Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a beautiful day. Welcome back to the channel. If you have not hit the like button, if you have not push the subscribe button yet, please do if you don't mind. That would be really great. I really would appreciate that, and it would help support the channel. So and get the message out. But yeah. So here we are, another really cool episode of Visual Disturbance, and we're going to be talking about a giant alien found in China. And man, I mean, we're going to go down some interesting paths today, but I just want to touch base and just talk about this topic. So, giant alien, huh? I can find a ton of giants all over the USA. It's just really cool to branch out and talk about other continents, and it's really cool. So that's what I'm gonna get into. So before I get started tonight, or today, I want to give a special thanks to my sponsors, Shake and Wake Radio. Go check it out. Miss Ann runs all that, so God bless you, Ann. And then also my friend, my brother in Christ, Joshua Watts, Watts Leather Works. .com. Go check that out. Support him. He can build a mean Bible cover, a mean wallet with a squirrel on it. He made me a wallet with a squirrel on it. That was another show back, a few shows back. So yeah, I was like, squirrel. You know, I think it was on a Coffee Convo radio that we did. But anyways, here we are talking about this giant tonight, or today. My goodness, come on now. Get it together, Brian. Get it together. All right, so here we go, Jones. We're on our way to archeology dig. That's the best impressions I can do. Yeah, Indiana Jones. Yeah. I never forgot the character's name that talks about his older gentleman on there. Jonesy boy. But anyways, here we go. We're going to talk about this article today and this evidence that I found. Is it true? Is it just a fluke? Is it documentation that needs to be looked at? And I think it's all the above, and you got to have discernment. And I just like to bring this stuff to light. And even though it's attached to the UFO phenomenon, and it's also attached to giants, so that's kind of up my alley, plus the UFO stuff. So let's get into the article. Let's do this. Okay. Crazy stuff. Let's check it out. A mummy of an extraterrestrial giant alien was found in China. That's the title of the article. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into it. In late September of 2017, a 3,000-year-old mummy was found in an ancient tomb in the city of, I always butcher it. I think it's Eon, China, or Azon, China. The creature has been classified as an alien. Giant alien is estimated to be 3 meters tall. Wow. If you look up 3 meters tall, it's equivalent to I think it's like 9.8 feet, almost 10 feet. So we're looking at significant size being here, a character, humanoid looking giant alien creature, right? Supposedly in this article is talking about a mummy in a tomb. So we're going to talk about the tomb in here and show a little bit. The very top of it, I'm assuming this, if this is an accurate picture, it's pretty creepy. And speaking of Indiana Jones, I think the movie was it the place, was it the last one they did, the newest one, the one with the giant skull, the crystal skulls. There you go, the crystal skulls. So it reminds me of the shape and form. You know, we can get into the whole alien phenomenon, but just interesting because it really reminds me of that movie. That's why I was like, Jonesy boy, Jonesy. You know, just messing around. But anyways, carry on. So, yeah, it's an alien. It's 3 meters tall, dubbed the mummy of an extraterrestrial giant alien. The discovery marks one of the most important discoveries from China in recent years because it sheds light on one of the most spectacular events in Chinese history. The Terracotta Army under Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the remains of the creature that was found in China, was revealed that the alien mummy is one of only 4 alien species ever to be discovered on Earth in a study published in Natural Science. Scientists have found a new type of I'm not gonna go on there and read that part. We're talking about radiation and other things to do with therapies and stuff like that. It's kind of strange. I'm not going to say, but if you can read it, if you can read that part of the paragraph, I'm going to try to not talk about that. But anyway, let's get back to the giant. So a giant mummy was found in China. The skeleton's remains are of a person from the early 18th century and were originally thought to be from a country of Eurasia. So, wow. A country in Eurasia. Okay. Scientists believe that the mummy is an extraterrestrial being, but has not been confirmed, of course. So it's interesting, right? I'm going to pause here for a second. It's interesting that all the data, everything I've ever looked at, it just seems to me that the study of the bones, the study of this, the study of sites, they miraculously either disappear off the map or whatever the scenario is. But this is a very interesting document or article here to read tonight or today. I keep doing that on purpose. But anyways, let's do this. There's let me think. Couple. What was his name on here? Can't remember now. Let's come back to me later. Anyways, continue on. Scientists believe that the mummy and the extraterrestrial being, but it is not being confirmed. It is documented that some of the scientists have already been studying the remains, and there is no doubt about how much humans will learn from this discovery. Well, I'm not discrediting it. I'm just reading it, and I'm trying to bring it to light, and I'm not going to discredit this information because I have done my research. I'm not claiming to know it all, but there's very, 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 very stacked to the still and documentation. I mean, truck tons of data, books, newspapers, etc. over here in America that talk about 15-footers, 12-foot people, and this character's running about 10 foot, 9.8. That's still giant. There's no doubt about it. It's still in a gigantic state. And when you're looking at this and you're thinking, wow, okay, it's supposed to help learn with the discovery. There's tons of data that even in Americas. And I wonder if you could correlate, if you could, get the data from all these countries, and if you could compile it into one spot and see what you could actually find as far as the cultures, they all change, the civilizations change. I wonder if you could bring it all together into one place. Just choose one place to location. Just choose anywhere in the world and say, let's all gather together with all the data we got. Let's bring, fossils, whatever the scenario is, artifacts, and let's see what we got. And that's what I think is key, because I say there's something related in all aspects of it. Obviously, because the nephilim, the rephaim are involved when you get into the biblical narrative, which if you haven't ever watched this channel, talk about biblical stuff, love the biblical narrative, all glory to the Father and Jesus. But I want to bring it up. If you do not understand when it comes to Genesis 6, that's what we're talking about today. I'll bring up a slide here and we'll read up on Genesis 6. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that. When the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. Genesis 6, verse 4. So, that alone is what this whole journey that I've been on for 12 plus years. And then now, since all this stuff has happened to me with my health and stuff, and all this stuff that's happened, the visual stuff and all that. And it's like, praise God that everything is still intact. And, what happened to me a couple years ago messed me up, but that's okay. I still have my knowledge to what's I can cognitive retain. So praise God for that. But anyways, I want to make a point. If there's Indians, the Navajo, the Hopi, all these characters, all these Indians, all these different tribes was talking about these creatures, talking about these entities. The Bible was talking about it. There's all kinds of civilizations talking about this. So, whenever I don't really branch out too much in China, but I have researched into the mounds and stuff like that, etc. There's not much there. You can find some data, but it's kind of like, it's hard to find. You have to really take a deep dive. But anyways, I want to bring something up. I think this is off the cuff here, so this is totally off subject. Well, it's still on subject. But anyways, last year in 2021, I remember they were talking about a discovery in China also, talking about a dragon. I think it was the dragon men or something like that they related to. I just want to point a little tidbit into the show here. Talking about dragon men of some sort, and it was like a key to all, kind of similar to this article, but it was showing a significant data as far as the discovery of this large being, the missing link, so to speak, but anyways, I just want to throw it in there. But there's a lot of stuff here, and I'm on the trail of the Nephilim. I'm on the trail. I might fall a couple times off of it trying to drag back. But fee fi fo fum, I hope they never come for me. Yeah, in the earth in those days, the giants in the earth in those days. I hope they don't come running out, because Bill O'Connell, if you're watching, I'm not a MacGyver. You say I am, but I cannot maneuver like I used to. So, nor Indiana Jones, MacGyver. Inside joke, guys. One of the viewers, but shout out to you, my friend. But anyways, continue on this article. Okay. So, let's see, where was I at? Okay, continue on. Remains of the discovery. The discovery makes us think about how technology can speed up our research on new findings to bring up more knowledge to us at a faster rate than ever before. The remains of the mummy are adorned with jade and gold, which is very interesting. Were found in China, but what makes this find interesting is not the items it was buried with, but its size. See, it's baffling me, man. I'm just talking like I'm talking to myself here. Welcome to Visual Disturbance. Just have a conversation, Bless you all that's here today. So bless you all for being here. This mummy looks like it was from a giant alien who probably interacted and lived with people from ancient China. Wow. The wooden coffin unearthed by archaeologists from the Inner Mongolian University held the remains of a gigantic humanoid of unexplained origins. These 1,500-old remains are too massive to be human, and this is supposedly the picture from the coffin. There's these people sitting here, these scientists that are researching it and looking it over, and it's a pretty significant coffin. What blows my mind, and it gets way on beyond Egyptian and Machu Picchu and all these certain type of sarcophaguses. It's got like an angle. It almost looks like, it reminds me of a different type of stuff I've seen with tombs for Arctic. I'm thinking maybe Siberia. I've seen certain type of architect work of certain types of, for seeds and stuff like that, to keep seeds cold. I've seen different types of architect work. It reminds me of a lot of weird megalithic sites, and we could talk about all kinds of Velbek and all these different things with the giants, and Baalbek. I'm sure, man. Whew. Come on, Jonesy, come on. That's messing. I'm just messing around this broadcast. You guys, like I said, the last one, just hang on. It's my sense of humor. So, all right. So get back to the article. Besides a curious specimen, the wooden tomb also held items from antiquity. The mummy was buried with several golden items, usually found with ancient monarchs. Wow. We can get on a big topic of that. Gold items usually found with ancient monarchs. If you watched the show I did a while back, or a few shows back, with the giants and the Niagara Falls, and I talked about the Indian culture here, talking about these tablets with resurrection, all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, interdimensional beings and all kinds of different things. And we talk about ancient monarchs and talk about these gold items, etc. Like I said a few minutes ago, what if you could just bring all this data, all this so-called technology, all this so-called documents, if you bring it all into one place, what would happen? You would find that it would all fit like a big puzzle. It would all just fit like a glove, Continue on. However, some people are not convinced that these remains belong to an unknown emperor from the country's history, since the coffin the mummy was not eradicated as what was commonly used for people of his alleged standing. The wooden coffin that had significant wear, and the craftsman put very little care into constructing it. So here's another one. It's the construction of the coffin and the water damage, which is, from what I'm seeing here, it's not that there's not much water damage. And for it to be 1,500 years old, that's pretty phenomenal. And then you can go into Egypt, and they find 3,500-year-old coffins, and there's no termites or nothing. I mean, it's insane. So what is that? I have a theory. You want to hear it? What if, just hear me out, what if the bones of these characters, I hate to use that word, but these beings, what if the bones is radiating a signature? What if? And whatever it's buried in, it preserves it somehow. What if? And then when it hits air, it disintegrates. And that's why it's hard for these bones, whenever they hit the air, it just starts disintegrating to powder. And maybe that's why there's no bugs and termite damage, etc. Maybe the elements, it miraculously, with whatever type of source of this ancient tech or whatever it is, I think it's the being inside of it, the bones itself or whatever resonating. Because if I did on another show on a platform, we talk about Roswell, etc., and I'm wondering if there's something significant going on that preserves these artifacts and preserves these sarcophaguses. The sarcophaguses are made out of different material. Let me reframe. But then when it comes into wood and the architect work and how amazing it is, I think it's something to do with the ground and the way they're buried, the certain amount of footage under the ground, and something to do with the bones itself, if it's radiating a signature of some type of shape or form of radiation. Because a few minutes ago, I was reading the top of the article here, they discovered a certain thing to do with some type of therapy and a radiation. So there's different radiations. So you got gamma, all these different radiation signatures, and there's different, you can do this with the EMF reader, and you can see different ratings of different radiation signatures. So what if, just hear me out, everybody. What if that's why these things are perfectly preserved in the casket of some short form or coffin? But I digress. Whatever. It's just my theory. Take it for what it is. But that's just my opinion. Because, I started thinking about this logically. So you got a 3,500-year-old casket. Okay, cool. I started thinking about the ones that we have today. I don't see them lasting that long. I'm sorry. But they're really well built. They look really clean and nice. The caskets in these days and times. But the coffins and these things of the old, I just can't, for it to be 1,500 years, heck, even 500 years, it's amazing to me how well preserved they are. But we can get into like sediments of dirt and water and how the temperature, climate, etc. I get that. But anyways, like I said, I digress. I'm going to keep on. Keep on keeping on. Okay. So we get onto the wooden coffin and the little care of constructing it. So was it rushed? Here's a quick question. The wooden coffin had a significant wear, and the craftsmen put very little care in constructing it. So it was rushed. So it wasn't like a high stature. They're saying this in the article, that it wasn't for a high stature king or whatever. So it was rushed. They had to put that being in the ground pretty quick, and that's my opinion. Something was going down. I'm just observing. My observation, visual disturbance. People are still waiting for an examination to be conducted on these remains. And while we wait, speculations are all that they have. And then it goes on talking about another giant for another future episode. But what do you guys think? I mean, this is like giants, aliens, creatures, humanoid creatures found in China. Supposedly dating, let's go to the 3,000-year-old mummy. And then I think, like I was mentioning a minute ago, is talking about dated back in the humanoid. These human remains also too massive to be human. These 1,500-year-old remains are too massive to be human. But I think the way it's talking is talking about the 3,000-year-old mummy was found in ancient tomb. So, excuse me, I got tongue-tied a minute ago. So it's 3,000 years. But I didn't mean to get tongue-tied, but hang on. So 3,000 years, 4,000 years, 5,000 years. I keep seeing that number of 5,000 to 3,000. I keep seeing that number pop up a lot on a lot of archaeology digs and stuff. It's kind of blowing my mind. Like, what is this? What is that 5,000-year-old mark? What is that 4,000? What is the 2,000-year difference in the proximity of the 5,000 to 3,000? I've seen this a lot. What is going on here is what I'm saying. What is going on? So, real quick, and it says, so when you look at the gigantic humanoid unexplained origins, these 1,500-year-old remains are too massive to be human. But it's curious specimen, the wooden, we'll go on the big rant about what I was talking about either, but I wanted to bring this up. Found with ancient monarchs. So if you look at the monarch stuff, we could talk about butterflies, obviously, and all these different things. But it's interesting to talk about golden items, usually found with ancient artifacts. So just hang on. So literally, in my area, I need to talk about that. Why not? Just throw it on here. In my state that I live in, they found a sarcophagus, which is very odd. And it had Egyptian and either, from what I gather on the archaeology standpoint, and back like 100+ years ago, the sarcophagus itself, the dating and everything, and it literally looked like an architect work of either Egypt or like Mayan or whatever, or Machu Picchu. I've heard a lot of things about Machu Picchu related into my state. So it's interesting, like the Peru keeps popping up a lot. So that's for a future episode too, future show. But yeah, so, man, guys, what do you all think? It's just, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Just can't make this stuff up. So we have this ancient mummy that's a giant extraterrestrial, is what they're saying. Is it true? The Bible says there was giants in the earth in those days. There was 36 tribes of giants. You can look it up in the Old Testament. 36 documented tribes in the biblical narrative, Old Testament, biblical giants. 36 tribes. And this blows my mind when you think about it a lot. I can go in some deep topics today, get in some huge topics on this, just the subject alone. And like I mentioned earlier, 3,000 years, 5,000 years, and I keep seeing that number pop up with even the Egyptian stuff, 3,500. When they find these 3,500-year-old caskets, these ancient priests, these pharaohs and stuff, just recently in the last few years. And then this event here, this archaeology dig, what is going on? And why now? Like, why now? Why is all this stuff being excavated and stuff? I mean, it's phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not worshiping it, but I am like highly compelled to sit and kind of like, wow, like let's jump into this. Let's see what let's see what we can find on these archaeology digs and stuff. But it just blows my mind that there's been a 100-year gap too. That's another one. I'm going there right now. If you think about it, and I know there's been a lot of stuff that happened in the early 1900s in America with these archaeology digs of these giants and stuff, it baffles my mind because it's almost 100 years. There's roughly like a little bit over 100 and it seems like these things are being excavated now. So just want to throw that out there. But anyways, like and subscribe if you haven't. We would really appreciate it in the channel. Support the channel if you can. If you can't, we would really appreciate. I would really appreciate just hitting the like button, sharing this out, and sharing my channel out. I'd be more than blessed. And I thank you for your time. I really do thank you for your time. And just check out the support me at coffee.com visual disturbance. Go check that out. Link in the description. Go check out my coffee mugs. If y'all buy a mug, got all my shows, some of my shows, and putting up different coffees and stuff. It's kind of neat. But I'm probably gonna start up another coffee combo radio coming up soon. So, and I know I keep getting a lot of flack from not doing a Bermuda Triangle, which I am gonna be doing in a future show. But anyways, y'all be blessed. But that was it, everybody. The giant found in China, an extraterrestrial giant, 3 meters tall. Approximately, almost 10 feet. Just can't make this stuff up. Just can't make it up. But anyways, I'll be back. Shalom. Thanks for stopping by Visual Disturbance. Love y'all. Well, did I say love y'all? That was like that country. I did that country Kentuckian again, man. Oh, wow. But y'all be blessed. I did mean it, though. But I said y'all. But y'all be blessed, and shalom, and we'll see you next time. Well, yeah, we'll be here. Lord willing.